wal ard. The whole universe is in a state of Islam. They're in synchrony with divine will, divine guidance, divine laws, divine values. You human beings, you have to willingly do that for yourself, because the option is given to you to do or not to do. So this prophet was a messenger of Islam. And if you go to the Arabic language, Islam comes from the root word of Sin, Lam and Mim. And I told you, Salima means to be safe. Salima means to be sound. And from this original verb, you get all the inflections. Those of you who know the language. That's where you get the inflection of aslama or sallama. And aslama means to submit and surrender. Aslama yuslimu muslimun islamun. You can hear these words. There is nothing here about lip service. And I've said it to the world that we are not Muslims because we are born in Muslim homes. We are not Muslims because we have Muslim names. We are not Muslims because we dress like Arabs or people of Asia. We can only be Muslims if we give up the politics of the societies that are opposing divine loftiness. We can only be Muslims if we give up corruption. We can only be Muslims if we give up ignorance. We can only be Muslims if we give up slavery. We can only be Muslims if we give up exploitation. Islam and exploitation don't go hand in hand. Islam and ignorance don't go hand in hand. Islam and racism don't go hand in hand. Islam and backwardness don't go hand in hand. Islam and man-made religion don't go hand in hand. It was a powerful movement. And this prophet was the messenger of peace. What I mentioned, that the animosity that exists today between Jews and Christians, and Muslims and Hindus, and Buddhists is uncalled for. The animosity that exists today between Muslims and people who claim relationship with divine guidance is uncalled for. Can't you see it? If the people who claim to get guidance from one God are fighting one another, what do you expect of people who don't believe in God? That's the world that we have made. We have drawn lines in the sand. We have built fences. We are Muslims and you are Christian. There is no relationship between us. And Jews and us, we have built fences and drawn line in the sand. And Hindus are already thrown out before consideration. That's the attitude. And we claim we follow the Prophet. Chapter 2, I told you, verse 62. It's a monument of the messenger that God sent. God sent the messenger to build bridges in society on the basis of human security, on the basis of security of the environment, on the basis of security of life. So what the messenger came and told them, he says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالنَّصَارَى وَالصَّابِئِينَ. He said, all those who really are committed with their life to secure life. A life is a life. Whether it's a Jew, whether it's a Christian, whether it's a Hindu, whether it's a Buddhist, a life is a life. So, he announced all of them. What he said? إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالنَّصَارَى وَالصَّابِئِينَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ. Whoever among these people who are making all these great claims, whoever among you is committed to security of life and the assets of life, وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا, and does good things that will enhance others, فَلَهُمْ أَجْرُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. Their reward is with God, as the expression goes in the Qur'an. It's an expression. وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا يَحْزَنُونَ. There is no harm and there is no fear and there is no grief. This was the Prophet. So he came with a message of what? To build bridges. Today we are hardly able to build bridges. Because why? All the bridges inside the Muslim community are almost burnt. I said, the Arabs and the Iranians divided the world. In the 7th century, the moment the Prophet died, they divided the world. And you can see the divisions into Sunnis and Shias. Each one claimed they have their own authority for what they say. And what they say, the difference between them is like the skies and the earth. And the Muslim world until now are fighting those battles. The Arab world, they're really scared of the Iranians. And the Iranians, they don't like the Arabs. And all the rest of the Muslims almost are divided between these two categories. And each one generally says, we are Sunnis and we are Shias. This Prophet came to unite society. So that society that relates to God can have one voice. And just to let you know, because of reference, the Qur'an tells us in chapter 3, verse 113, you should never think that people, whoever they are, that got divine guidance, they are all the same. You would be greatly mistaken to think all these people who say they are Muslims are the same. They'll be wrong. Therefore, you should not also construe that all these people who you know as Christians, they are the same. You can't dab everybody with the same brush. The Qur'an tells us in chapter 3, verse 113, لَيْسُوا سَوَاءً. They are all not the same. مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. In relation to the people who have been given guidance, أُمَّةٌ قَائِمَةٌ. They are communities. Who what? Who are focused on divine loftiness. يَتْلُونَ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ. That doesn't mean, tilawat doesn't mean to read. They peruse, they reflect, they consider. يَتْلُونَ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ آنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ. That's what we need to understand. We cannot assume we are in paradise and everybody else is in hell. I mean, that's the message of misguidance that you hear all over the place. It makes us no better than the others. This messenger was a messenger to all humanity. The Muslim world is the reason for this message not reaching the world. Because the Muslim world believes this prophet was their prophet. The Arabs feel he was their special prophet. And they are the least to show that they actually accept his message. Otherwise, this effort to make the world reflect Arab culture would have gone long time. The Qur'an told the world in chapter 7, verse 158, Ya ayyuhan nas, inni rasulullahi ilaykum jami'a. O people, all people. All people have a need to hear this message. The simple fact is, what you and I fail to do with this message, somebody else may do with it. So we have a big responsibility there. The Qur'an told the Prophet, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We didn't send you to cut off the heads of people. We didn't send you to punish people. We send you to let people know there is hope, there is love, there is care. That whatever mistakes they have made, they can correct their own mistakes. They can improve their own lives. Whatever they failed to do to society, no matter how long that was, they can still attempt to improve society. That's the meaning of Rahmah. What does this Prophet mean to you and to me when we are told that he is Rahmah?